whispering, just having a little something more to talk about. As you're probably aware, I have still uploaded other videos, namely nature and animal videos, if you're so inclined to check them out. And I've also been on every day to respond to people that have responded to me. Thank you for responding, if you did. Another reason I haven't done a whisper in about 5 days is that I have a sinus infection that has run amok. It started back in February, and I was on 2 weeks in antibiotics into March, and I thought that I'd gotten rid of it, but it came back and started having symptoms again in April, and by this last couple weeks I've been pretty miserable. Namely is the dizziness. I've never had sinus infection before. I had no idea the agony. I don't have a lot of pain, but very tightness in the head and pressure in the face, and just this dizziness is incredible. I finally broke down and went back to the doctor today, and she wanted to put me on different levels of antibiotics, amoxicillin for 2 weeks, and if that didn't clear it up, then she wanted to move me to something else, and 2 weeks of that. If that didn't clear it up, then she wanted to put me on this strong antibiotic, but I told her that I could not. I could barely function with this dizziness, so I opted to go to the 3rd level, and namely, she didn't want me to start there because it was so expensive. And right now, I don't have insurance, so I had to pay everything in cash. My wife and son are on my wife's insurance, but until I start working, I have to pay full price. And believe me when I say full price, these pills were expensive. $110 for 28 pills, 14-day supply. And I had asked her how much they were going to be, and she thought about 60, and I didn't think that was horrible. But they almost doubled it. And they told me I didn't have to. I was not under an obligation, but I would have paid everything I had. And hopefully it's good, because I did a little math, and these pills, minus the bottle, weigh 9 grams. And at $100, they are 1/3 the value of gold. And that just floors me how expensive these things are. And anyway, I hope they do the trick. I tried everything. I took antihistamines. I've used nasal sprays with just saline, and the medicated kind as well. Since my wife works in a hospital. She's not medical, but she's around medical people. She does get some free medical advice. And they told me to use a thing called a neti pot. I think that's how you say it. Which is basically a little teapot or flat water can looking thing that comes with pre-packaged saline. You mix it into warm water in this little plastic pot, and then you push this thing into one of your nostrils, tilt your head sideways over the sink, and let it pour from one nostril and then pour out the other. And believe me, when I saw the pictures, I was like, no way that works. No way it'll go right down my throat. I'll choke on it. But when I turned my head, lo and behold, it did work. It pours straight through, as long as you don't suck it in. And it's basically a way to cleanse. They call it irrigation of your nasal passages. And it's possible to help some of your first sinus cavities. Well, it didn't do much for me. When I had actually first went in for this, they did a scan, and the right top cavity, right above your right eye, was completely swollen shut. And I did some research on this, and it says that most sinus infections come from bacterial or fungal spores from your own house, which are microscopic, and when you breathe them in, they infect the sinus cavity and swell it and inflame it to the point that it swells shut, so that the fungus and or bacteria cannot escape. It cannot be reached by conventional means, and it just agitates and infects. And that is the main reason why it's so hard to get rid of a sinus infection. I've been taking ibuprofen like candy, and another thing that I felt a little foolish for doing, but I've done it the last few days out of desperation. But this thing is getting a pot of hot water, put a little vapor rub into the water, hold your face over the steam, and put a towel over your head. It's an age-old remedy. I've never done it before this week, and it did seem to, it made my nose run for sure, but I was hoping that it would reduce the inflammation, and I didn't really get a lot of results. Honestly, I've only taken one pill, and I'm already feeling a little bit better. I don't know. I'm sure that's in my head. I don't think it could work that fast, but even if a little bit of it is in my head, either how bad it was or the power to heal, I don't care. If this dizziness goes away, it's pressure, I'll do jumping jacks. I'll flip end over end. I'll kiss the ground. I don't care. I've had enough. And I really was disappointed more in the fact that this has really slowed down my job searching. I put a few apps out, but this week I've been so incapacitated that I've really myself, that is. I definitely sound like I'm feeling sorry for myself still, but actually I'm feeling a little bit better. So I'm hoping next week is a fruitful week for a job search. On the lighter side, my family did something that we did once last year. As you know, I'm big on the cats, but we go to a rural cemetery about 10 miles from here, and we take our cats with us and let them get out to roam around a little bit. And they're pretty good. They don't roam too far, and they generally do follow us, which I'm pretty proud of them because they've spent most of their lives indoors. We let them out a little bit here and there, but we're always with them, so they do a good job, even in an area they don't remember. They were there last summer, but just once. It's been almost a year. But it might sound a little strange taking your house cats to a cemetery, but it's a little family outing, I guess. We enjoy it, and my son gets to play with the cats, and they chase him, and he chases them, and the cats almost act like dogs for a little bit there. Rex, the furry one, definitely acts more like a dog, right down to eating grass. That cat eats grass like a cow. And the gray one, Riley, she's a little more skittish, especially outside. And she'll meow and freak for a while, but generally after about 15 or 20 minutes she calms down, and then she'll just plop down right next to us. And but anyway, I wouldn't mind having a kitten again, but I do like the calmness and the security knowing that your adult cats aren't going to run off and fly up a tree somewhere. Well, they couldn't do it anyway because they're declawed in the front, but I don't think that they would do that either way because they're part of our family, and I really don't think that they would want to get away from us. Well, I'm getting close to being out of time again, and it almost feels like it's been 1,000 years since I've been behind this microphone. I know that I've been doing several whispers with the camera, but yeah, this has been probably the longest I've gone since I started without doing a whisper. And I'll probably still do them roughly every 3 days, as long as I have time. So, thank you one and all for still being out there, still supporting my whispers. And I've been out listening to yours more and more. And if I don't do them quite as often, then I have more time to listen to yours. You're all still doing a great job. So, and I do appreciate some of them that make me laugh.